needing more money doesn't mean you don't trust in the Lord. Basically, it's the opposite of that. If you ask, He wants you to have what you need. I mean, He is there to help us in our journey, no matter what our struggles are, whether it be money, whether it be medical problems, family problems, or even in our joys. He wants to be there and He wants to be a part of it. But in our struggles, we're closer to Him because we call on Him more in our struggles. So He says, ask and it will be given to you. And He also means that about money. He knows that we have to put a roof over our head, and that we have to have food for nourishment, and that we have to have clothes on our bodies. So He's not opposed to us asking for more money or to help us find a way to make ends meet, and He will guide us to the right job or business, whatever it may be. So thinking that you're not trusting Him because you want more money is not what He wants you to think. He wants you to believe that He's here for every aspect of your life, the goods and the bads, and the struggles and the great times. So it's okay to ask. And that's what I did. He helped me because I was in a job for 24 years and I was overworked and underpaid. I wasn't really ready to retire by, age-wise, because I knew I wanted to work until my 60s, but I knew I wasn't going to make any more money where I was because they kept just piling the work on, but they weren't giving me the pay. So I felt like He was nudging me saying, hey, I have better plans for you. So it's time you move on. And I could move on because I was eligible for retirement at the age of 57, since I had worked in the public education system for 24 years in the HR department, and I was eligible for retirement. So I felt He was nudging me and saying, hey, you've paid your dues here and you're not happy, and they're not, man's will wasn't allowing me to make a better income. They were holding me back, but they were pouring. They knew I would do the work because that's our generation. When we're, us that are in our 50s and everything, we were taught to work, and we were taught to do whatever it is they ask you to do because they're giving you a salary. So I did, and the more they piled on, I did it. Well, and I was able to do it within an 8-hour workday. So they didn't think they needed to pay me more if I was efficient enough to get the job done. And I just finally felt like, that's not right, and there's got to be a better way. So through my faith in Jesus and everything, I decided, okay, I am going to retire from here, but I know I need something else. And I trusted in Jesus enough to know that I could pray to Him about my money situation, because I knew I would still need a supplemental income, because when you are working for the public education system, you actually don't make what they make in the corporate world, even though I had a degree and all. So I knew I would need a supplemental income, but I didn't know what it was. But I felt like, He's nudging me to leave, and He's got other plans for me, so I'll trust in Him like I always do, and I will ask Him what He wants me to do next. And so that's what I did. After I laid out a year, I decided, okay, it's time, and things were starting to get a little bit tighter because of the just the changes that were going on. Excuse me. And some family changes. And so I needed to start really looking for that next income I was going to need. So I knew I didn't want to go back to the 9-to-5. So I knew that I didn't want 9 to 5. So I said no to 9 to 5. And that was my choice to say no to 9 to 5. But I was thinking, that's not going to get me the income that I need. I would have to start over somewhere, and they're not going to pay me what I was making when I left after a 24-year job. So my choice was to either start a brick and mortar business of some sort on my own, or go to the internet and look and see how they're making money on the internet and start there. And so that was my choice, was the internet. Because I thought, well, they're making good money out there on the internet. And if I could find out what they're doing, then maybe, that would be the place for me. So I just started praying and asking the Lord that, hey, please help me to find a way to make this additional income that I need. That I need it, because now I'm having to dip into my savings to make ends meet. And so I just, prayed and said, I need to find out how to make this additional income on the internet. That way I could still kind of have flexibility, since I had already been retired for a year, and I liked that I was able to volunteer when I wanted to, and I could go to church during the week, and I was enjoying that part of my life. So that's what I did. I started praying, and I said, okay, I've got to learn how to make money on the internet. And how do you learn that? And I had been to college, so I knew, well, if you go to college, that's how you learn how to do whatever it is, your profession you want. So I was like, okay, well, if I want to learn the internet, then I needed to find a training. I need to find a training. Either I'm going to go to class, or I'm going to find it on the internet, some kind of training, so that I can learn how they're making money and how to put that into effect on the internet. And that's what I did. I started praying, and I asked the Lord to please guide me through my searches and help me find a way I can do a training and everything and learn how to make money on the internet. And He showed me the way. I found a training and what they're doing, and it's called digital marketing. Okay, so that's what I did. I started praying about it and searching, because you have to do something. You can't just pray without action. You can't just sit back and pray and not take any kind of action, so that He can answer you through those prayers and through that action. So that's what I did. I started praying, and I was like, that they're doing digital marketing, because I was searching online how to make money online, and digital marketing kept coming up. And I was like, okay, well, they're doing digital marketing. Well, what is digital marketing, and how can I learn it? So that's when I went and I started saying training in digital marketing. What is digital marketing, and how am I going to learn it? And that's when I found a training for it. And this training that I found met criteria that I was thinking about, because I was like wanting flexibility. I wanted to work from home. I didn't want it to cost a lot, because I was already struggling financially. And so I was like, okay, but I knew I had to pay for training. I mean, anybody that's been to any kind of school other than public school know that you're going to have to pay for training. And yes, you can go to YouTube's and you can get educated through YouTube on certain, a lot of different things, but you're having to piece it together. You're having to find this video and get a little bit of information, this video and get information. So I didn't want to do that. I was like, okay, I need to know how to do this, and I need to know how to step-by-step do this, because it's new to me. And so I want a step-by-step way to learn digital marketing. And that's what I found. And when I found it, I knew it was the answer, because it was going to meet my needs. All I needed was my phone, my laptop, and Wi-Fi, and to invest in myself, and I could follow this training and learn digital marketing and make my income. And I knew that it was what He was leading me to, because when I asked Him, I said, hey, this is the training. I feel right about it. Is this what you're talking about, or this is what you want me to do? And He told me to cast your net. Just like He told Peter, when Peter, they were coming, well, him and they were out there fishing, and they were coming in. They didn't have any fish, and He said, well, go back out and cast your net on the other side. And that's what Peter's like, okay, Jesus, if that's what you're telling me, I'm going to do it. And he pulled up a bunch of fish, almost tore the net. So whenever He told me to cast my net, I knew that was my yes answer, that this is what you need to do. And so I trusted Him, and so I invested in myself, and that's what I'm doing. I'm learning digital marketing, and that's what this video is about. I'm making content. And through this process, I'm learning other ways to make income through the digital space, which is out there on the internet making money. And you can sell digital products, you can sell courses, you can sell coaching, you can sell workshops and do workshops, and you can use your passion and everything to make additional money. All you have to do is invest in the training so that you can learn how to implement it. And this training, excuse me, this training will step you step by step. And as long as you're willing to learn new skills and you're willing to be coachable and you're willing to implement what you're learning and be consistent, then you're going to be successful. And he's there to support us along the way. So when it gets tough, we pray to him, he lifts us up. And then he's going to show us. And when we get frustrated, he's going to be there for us. And that's how he supports us. Nothing is supposed to be easy. And the more, when we struggle, we're closer to him anyways, because we're calling on him more. But, he wants us to succeed, and he will help us succeed. And it's okay to ask him for more money, that you need money. It's okay. And I believe that with all my heart, and that's what I'm doing now, is I'm learning how to make money on the internet, and you can too. But I'm also wanting to spread my faith and spread his word, because his word is ask and you shall receive. And, when he told Peter to cast his net, he have faith in me and I won't mislead you. He's not going to mislead us. As long as we are doing good and doing right by him and loving him, he is going to support us. And asking to make more money is not selfish, and it's not being untrustworthy to him. So it's time to cast your net out there. And if you found my video, there's a reason. And through this training, I have made a guide for you, and it's especially for you. And I called it the Guide Her. All one word, Guide Her. And it's just a play on words, but it's to guide you. And it's a spiritual guide that will help you discern what is the Lord calling you to do. And if it's not starting a business right now on the internet, that's okay. You can get this guide, and hopefully it'll help you discern in some way. But the longer you wait, if you need to make extra money, the longer you wait, the harder it is to get started. And you've got to start. And I'm here to help you. And if you want my free guide Her that hopefully will inspire you and you will get some answers to unanswered questions that you have, then just say yes in the comments and I will get you that free guide Her. Or you can click on my description below my video and get the guide Her. And I'll be praying for you. And I hope you have a good evening, and thank you for listening.